See how it's broken up? My question, your question, my question, your question. I'm going to do number 1 and I'm going to do number 3. Number 1, my question. Number 3, my question. And then I'm going to get you started on your homework because I want you guys to have time. And so the questions, the homework are the yours. And I'm going to have you do number 2. I know it's frozen. So this first question, the Gonzalez family bought a house for $279,000. What is that? A. Assuming that the value of the condo will appreciate. When you see the word appreciate, do you guys know what that means? That means it's going to grow. Appreciate means grow. Depreciate, I'm just going to write this up here. Depreciate means decay. Okay, so the house is going to grow, meaning the value is going to increase at 5%. This is my rate. So 5% turned into a decimal. Everybody, 0.05. Thank you. How much will the house be worth in 5 years? T equals 5. So let's plug this into an equation. So let's see. Y equals 279,000. Since it's growth, it's going to be 1 plus 0.05 to the power of 5. So you can put all of that in your calculator at one time. Did you get it? What'd you get? So did you add those two or did you subtract it?
And then I put 1.05 in the parentheses and then put it to the power of 5.
And your 279 went down? Oh, okay. Very good. So $356,082. You just said it wrong, hon. Perfect. Okay. So the value of your house after 5 years, $356,082. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little circle around here for the yours. That's your first homework question. Okay. That question that says yours, that's your first homework question. And then I'm going to go on to page 15. This number 2, we're going to set it up, but this is going to be your homework as well. So a cup of coffee contains 130 milligrams. What is that? A. Caffeine is eliminated from the body. Eliminate means what? Growth or decay? Decay. So I'm going to subtract 1 minus my rate. So what is the rate? What is 11% as a decimal? Yeah, 0.11. So 1 minus 0.11 is what's going to go inside my parenthesis. And we're asking for, it eliminates this body per hour, eliminates at 11% per hour. We want to know what happens when 6 hours have passed. So my equation is what, Braden? Do you have the equation? Okay. Who's got an equation for me? Go ahead, Rylan. To the 6th power. Okay. So you guys are going to solve that. This is also, I'm not writing it down. This is also going to be your homework. So both number 2, the one that Rylan just shouted the answer out to, he didn't shout it. And then the one that says yours. I want to do number 3 with you. I want to do number 3 with you. Okay. So this is like real world stuff, radioactive elements. So the half-life of a radioactive element is defined as the time it takes for 1/2 of the quantity to decay. Okay. Radioactive carbon-14 is found in all living organisms, and it has a half-life of 5,730 years, meaning that it's going to take 5,730 years for it to decrease by half. So consider a living organism with the original concentration of 500 kilograms. So this is my A value. My B value, I want to cut it in half, right? So it's decay. 1 minus half. Well, that equals just what? What is 1 minus 0.5? It's 0.5. But every cycle, like what we're using for time is some number divided by 5,730 because it takes that long for it to divide. So think of that 5,730 years as one cycle, one time unit. Okay. So if I started with 500 kilograms, and I know that my rate is 0.5 because I'm cutting it in half. 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5. This is just one cycle because it takes 5,370 years for it to decay one time, one half. So what does this become? After 5,730 years, how much do I have? What's half of 500? 250. So this is 250 kilograms. So we're going to do the same thing, but now our time is 11,460 years. So take 11,460 and divide it by 5,730 to figure out what T is. How many cycles, how many time units have gone by? So what is that? T equals what? 11460 divided by 5730 is 2. So Y equals 500 times 0.5 to the power of 2. So what does that give me? What's half? All we're doing is repeating this. So what's half of 250? Put it in your calculator. You guys have calculators in front of you. What is it? Yeah, 125 kilograms. Okay. If the organism lived for 28,650 years, so take 28,650 years and divide it by the 5,730, and let's figure out how many time cycles is that. T equals 5. So we're going to use the equation Y equals 500 times 0.5 to the 5th power. So how much radioactive material do we have now? Yeah, we have 15.6 kilograms. So we're getting there, right? It's almost all the way gone after 28,650 years. So it says, hey, the model, the equation for this problem can be written as Y equals 500 times 1/2, which is the same thing as 0.5. And your time, whatever your time is going to be divided by 5,730. Well, that's what we've been doing. We've been doing that with all of the time anyway. We've been dividing whatever time by 5,730 to get our time cycles. So now we're going to set it up as one equation after 63,060 years. So our equation looks like this. Y equals 500 times 1/2 to the 6,360 years divided by 5,730. And you can do all of that in your calculator at one time. You just have to make sure that you put a parenthesis after you put your caret button. So you're going to do 500 times 0.5. So 500 times 0.5 and then hit the caret button, parenthesis 63060 divided by 5730. Close your parenthesis. If you use a parenthesis, it'll put all of that in the exponent value. When you do that, what do you get? What do you get? What? Yeah, 0.24 kilograms. So after 63,000 years, we still have 0.24 kilograms of radioactive material. Okay. All right. So you have page 14, the one that I circled for yours. You have page 15, 2, and yours. And then you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6 questions on page 18. 6 questions. I'll write you a pass on page 18. These right here. Okay. The 6 questions are pretty much multiple choice. Well, that's not true. They have 3 parts to them. I'm going to come around. If I typically take problems off, I'm going to come around and do that. What time is it, bud? 8:58. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Thanks for being